This August shooting at Umpqua Community College in Oregon left 10 people dead. It and 23 other campus shootings since February put the nation on high alert, including educators in Kansas.
But when anything happens like that, it causes people to be concerned. And what do? We're going to take a much deeper dive as well into campus security, campus safety, from a lot of different angles.
The Kansas Board of Regents is currently discussing the best way to implement the Personal and Family Protection Act. When signed into law in 2013, Kansas colleges and universities were given a 4-year exemption before either allowing concealed weapons on campus or securing every building, which could cost millions of dollars.
Costly to provide adequate security. And so that's something that each campus will need to take a look at to determine, can we provide adequate security as defined by the statute, or on the contrary, do you allow concealed carry? And if so, what does that look like?
How would allowing concealed weapons or open carry on your campus affect your decision to attend this university?
The Board of Regents recently sent a survey to students at every state school asking their thoughts.
We're hoping to get some positive feedback about that, like whether students want guns or not. We just want to know what their opinions are, and hopefully we can advise the Board of Regents. Washburn is certainly curious, and then if it comes down to it, the legislature.
Not comfortable with either.
Yeah,
but
I think, I'm more comfortable with metal detectors.
If I had to pick, it'd be that.
Underclassmen at Washburn, who will be directly affected by the final decision, were surprised to hear the two options.
Yeah, because what if your keys and then you're like, I didn't,
Yeah. It just kind of maybe like, oh, gotta walk through this, and then you're running late to class and you have to go through this hassle. So.
But then again, you wouldn't want your teacher to be carrying around a gun.
Exactly.
I understand there's a lot of people that feel like that having more weapons will not provide as safe of an environment. I tend to favor allowing folks the ability to protect themselves if need be, but I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a blip on the radar screen, and hopefully nobody really even notices that the change has occurred.
The Board of Regents will continue discussions, but must implement a decision by July 1st of 2017. Carrie Larson, 13 News. 24 shootings on college campuses nationwide this year raise the question of safety at universities closer to home.
You can never predict where those type of issues and shooters may be.
Keeping that top of mind, campus police departments have procedures in place.
We do training every year with other law enforcement agencies in the area, and so as different incidents of active shooter occur, we review our policies and procedures and training protocol to see what the most appropriate measures are.
At KU, Captain James Anguiano says to achieve the most accurate response time and carry out correct procedures, every officer is required to know locations of the 200-plus buildings and 100-plus parking lots throughout campus.
But we're just like a city. We have over 30,000 people here when school's in session, so it really comes down to not making yourself vulnerable.
According to Captain Anguiano, a majority of students do feel safe at KU, but the school has implemented ways to make them feel even more so. Like many universities throughout Kansas, KU provides a helpful tool for students. If they're ever feeling unsafe for any reason, they can come to one of the 72 emergency phones that you can find throughout campus. All they have to do is hit this red help button, and every time a campus police officer will respond.
It gives you a sense of security on campus. There's a visualization that there's something I can use.
K-State is another university that utilizes many safety precautions for their students.
We've got the LiveSafe app. The LiveSafe app is an interactive app that allows you to communicate with dispatch, send tips in, and it also has a friend app on there where you can follow a friend. If they're at the library, you can actually follow them on a map back to their house.
This app was especially helpful when 2 armed suspects ran through campus earlier this year.
We didn't want him getting into buildings and possibly hurting people, so we did put him on lockdown, and we cleared all the buildings that were unlocked, and we made sure everyone was as safe as could be before we had people come back onto campus.
K-State was then able to alert students, faculty, and staff about the lockdown through alert notifications, making sure they found a safe place away from the potential danger. Campus police are also offering a new program to teach the community how to react during those situations.
We do active shooter training for both the officers in our community with the ALICE program, which stands for Alert, Lockdown, Inform, Counter, and Evacuate.
Inaction in these cases will get you killed.
The campus police department at Washburn University does a similar program, but focuses on the run, hide, fight scenario.
And we talk to our students about use anything that you can in the event that that happens. And if that's a can of mace in your purse, then that's what it is. And it may slow them down and prevent a lot more loss of life, but ultimately it may not stop the threat.
Recently, Washburn's library employees sat down with Chief Forrester to know how they should react if a shooter entered their front doors.
You start throwing things. You throw your purse, you throw your laptop, you throw the chair, you run at him, you knock tables over. He's going to get maybe, unfortunately, maybe 3 or 4 of you. He's not going to get 10 of you.
How do we know when it's all clear? I mean, are you going to come around and say Washburn Police?
Yes.
Couldn't the
Yes.
shooter knock on the door, say it's okay to come out, it's Washburn Police?
You going to come out?
I don't know. I don't know what the protocol is.
That's a good question.
While faculty and students learn how to respond to potential danger, Washburn, like many other Kansas universities, has other ways to protect those on campus.
We have a campus camera system of 120, and that increases all the time. Closed circuit TVs, both inside and out.
But even with all of the deterrence, no one can answer when a threat will become a reality.
Much like everything, the other disasters and tragedies that we see, I don't know that they're preventable, but we can prevent some of the loss of life and some of the trauma that's involved in this. So.
Carrie Larson, 13 News.